Welcome everybody to an exclusive video on how to use Poker Chart Master. This is of course a very basic tutorial on how to use my poker charts. In fact, let me put my banana back on there. I also would like to show a full view of the products that you are going to be getting an exclusive 25% discount offer to with the link below. Anybody can get this discount, save $10, well worth it, especially when I'm going to show you a very basic, and from this basic strategy, everybody can evolve and get into more advanced strategies, because I could give you guys a really advanced, deep understanding and strategy behind the chart, but that isn't really a smart idea, because we want to give everybody a chance to get inside the race and see who can go further and who is faster, who is better. So the only way to, really keep those differences apart from each other and then see a difference between how people are playing is if everybody comes up with their own ideas and plays by their own style. So I'm going to show everybody the basic strategy here that you can evolve your strategy off of. Okay, so hopefully that worked. Full cam. It isn't working. Why isn't it? What the? 1 second, everybody. Webcam. Okay, so I have webcam here. Copy. Paste. Duplicate. Webcam over. Whoa, 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 wrong one. I didn't mean to duplicate that one. Video capture device, right? Webcam, that's what I meant. Okay, so copy. It won't let me. Maybe it's because this one is a webcam. Video. Let me try it again. So it's not. Why isn't it letting me do another video capture device? It's almost as if it only lets me do one. So I'm going to paste it. But it's a reference. What the fuck? Very weird. Okay, so anyway, everybody, we're getting it done. I'm going to show you guys what you're looking at in a couple of different ways. First of all, this is our Poker Chart Master hand charts. I'm going to show everybody the basic example of how to use it at its most basic level. Okay, so now I'm going to show everybody another. We're going to go to opacity. Where's the opacity? Properties. It's under filters. Okay, opacity is at 75. We're going to go to 100. Just for right now. Okay, so let me show everybody real quick what we're looking at. Everyone's gonna receive, if you order the times 14 full set of Poker Chart Master, you will receive a free Poker Chart Master cover, signed and autographed. So it is signed and autographed on the back, right there. It's gonna be random. Not everyone's gonna get this exact same cover. I will show you guys that in a second. So I will show you. So this is the Apple Poker Chart, a Poker Chart Master. This is what you will be getting your 25% discount on, but I'm going to have, there are 14 different versions, themes to it. So I like each one, each one looks really good. So that's what that looks like, but I'll show everybody that real quick. You have Apple. You have lemon. Banana. Of course, it's on front and back. So you have heads up, 3 ring, 4 ring, 5 ring, 6 ring, 7 ring, 8 ring, 9 ring. So that depends how many people are dealt into the hand. That's going to be your optimal hand range selection. You have lime. You have kiwi. You have sour grape. You have ice cream. This is one of my favorites. I really like ice cream because it stands out and you can read it really easily. Plum. Keep in mind, all of the charts are the exact same, but they are just different colored, and they have a different name to support the theme color. Blueberry, I like blueberry. It's on the top of my list as one of my favorites. I really like the deep blue that you see up here. It's really, really dark blue, so it looks nice. Watermelon looks really cool. I think it looks nearly identical to watermelon, and it really feels like watermelon. That's another thing that I really like about all my names that I named my charts, like strawberry. It really has a strawberry texture and feel to it, so I really like that. Raspberry, this is updated. Used to be pomegranate. And then we have cherry. The last one, all 14. So you just seen all 14, and that's what you're going to be ordering on for $30. You're going to be getting all 14 of them. You could still just order 2 of them for $10 if you wanted. And everyone who orders the full set, only if you order the full set, will you get these free signed. Remember, all of these are signed and autographed. So these are poker chart covers. So let's say that here's your poker chart. You go on break. You don't want no one looking at your poker chart. You tell them, hey, don't nobody look at my poker chart. You put the poker chart cover over the top of it. Tell them to go buy their own poker chart. And no one can see your optimal hand range selection. And hopefully you guys can just memorize them out of your head. Because they might not let you use the chart in the poker room. But I mean, if you could save a picture on your phone, remember it. It shouldn't be too big of an issue. So I'll show you a few more of the covers. Like I said, you're randomly going to get these. These are your poker chart covers. I printed a few of these. These are a few of my extras, actually. And then I want to show you this one. This is, of course, one of my favorite ones because it's my own custom logo on there. But then here is my display I will be using in stores whenever I get into stores here soon, probably as soon as possible. All I have to do is buy a shirt rack, a metal shirt rack, and then print stickers from FedEx Kinko, and I can make this. So I'm going to try to get these in as many stores as possible. Of course, the offer, if you buy at a store, the offer is going to be, as you can see there, 1 for $5 or 5 for $20. Or you can just buy all 14 for $30 with the link below. So now that I've showed everybody what Poker Chart Master is, we're going to go into some basic strategy, and we're done with this one. And we're going to put back on the opacity. 75, good to go. I think it makes it look a lot smoother to the eye with the transparency. So anyway, now that everybody saw what we're looking at, I'm going to show everybody how to do this. So with Poker Chart Master, we're going to go play heads up. So since we're playing heads up, we need to use the optimal hand range while playing heads up. So we go and look at the hand range for heads up. And as we can see, each of our hand ranges are broken down into 4 categories: Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, and Tier 4. So of course our most profitable and strongest range of tiers is going to be Tier 1. Obviously, because we can see that Ace Ace, King King, Queen Queen, Jack Jack, 10 10, 9 9, 8 8, 7 7, 6 6, 5 5, 4 4 are all tied into Tier 1. So essentially, if you are to get 4 4 heads up, you're going to basically play it as if you have the top of your range. So even though you have 4 4, you're going to play it as if you have Ace Ace, because it's an optimal hand range selection. So as far as going into all the details, we're just going to show you what you do. So we're going to show everybody a full 100 big blind strategy. So all we're going to do is bet pot, and we are actually going to look for Tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. So right here, as a beginner strategy, you're only going to call. When you get better, you can 3-bet here sometimes, and you're going to 3-bet in late position. So you're going to divide it in half. You're gonna if you're playing a 4-ring, you're going to go with the first 2 are early, the last 2 are in last. So you divide it from early and last. So as a basic beginner to the game, you're not going to go into 3-betting very much. You're just going to call. So this is on the Poker Chart Master hand range. Jack 9, it's right there highlighted in red. So it's a Tier 4 hand. Because it says right there, Tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's Tier 4. That's our lowest tier. That's where we're just starting to get 1-to-1. So we're getting 1-to-1. Anytime we're getting 1-to-1, we're going to say, hey, that's fair enough for me. That's worth my money. I'm going to call it. So we're going to call it. So granted, you could 3-bet here sometimes, but as a beginner, you're not going to feel very comfortable adding large 3-bets into the pot. So for right now, the goal is we're going to call. So at this point, we have not hit anything. So the whole goal here to the basic strategy is you're not going to play anything unless you hit first, second, or third top pair. And you're always going to bet 50% pot on a heads-up game. Unless you're 3-betting, you're going to bet pot. So we had a flush draw there. We're going to take a... You just kind of want to eyeball it. Bet 50%. Think, oh, half the time. You just got to think like, oh, it's half the time am I not going to be able to get this sort of board? If you can't get that sort of draw or board more than 50% of the time, bet 50% because like, hey, this is worth more than 50%. So that's tends to be a part of the reason why I'm going to take a small bet there because I meant to do a pot size raise, but you could still min raise. So unless I have an ace or a king kicker or a pair or higher, any pair or higher, we're not going to c-bet or bluff. So we're going to do a light call here. And we're just going to check it. We're going to take our minimal losses. So the strategy here is if we get tier 1, that's where you're going to 3-bet, 4-bet, 5-bet, 6-bet. If you get tier 1, you try to keep 3-betting, 4-betting, and that's basically the main strategy. So half the time you can straddle here. So I'm going to just try to straddle. I'm going to do an advanced play just to show everybody. I don't do this very often, but I want to show everybody that you can bluff. Like, this isn't even on my hand chart, 7-9 if you look, but it's a bluff. So it's just going to show you, like, don't be too prone to making a small mistake here or there because you got a little bit of room to work with. So let's see if we can win the pot. We're going to try to raise it. We're going to raise. And we're trying to make them fold it because we're trying to represent a bigger hand. It might not work, but maybe if he does call, we might even hit a flop. And then we're going to actually get another chance to keep betting more. So let's see what happens. I think more often than not, if I raise here, he's going to fold it. Let's see. Okay, he does call it. So I was telling you on your basic strategy, don't bet anything. Generally, I would go all in. No, I would bet here, but right now, since for the simple strategy, we're going to check fold. So we're going to check it. Okay, that is a great turn. So we do have second top pair. And remember, I said if you get first, second, or third top pair, you're going to start betting. So we're going to bet this, and we're going to bet half pot. If the pot were to be smaller than the amount of money I have left, I'm going to bet all in. So let's see what I think he's going to fold. Oh, he calls. And we're still going to keep betting because a pair of nines is still very profitable, and he's only calling. He's only calling. And keep in mind, I'm only using a medium strength opponent for this example because I don't expect everybody to be extremely highly skilled. We could still simulate playing Quine to Win or Alex Fitz, but this is for a more beginner audience. And like I said, so there's $192 in the pot. So that's less than the amount of money I have. I'm betting all in. Otherwise, I'm just going to bet $96. But since I can put it all in for less than that's out there for the pot. So I'm thinking he's going to maybe call with maybe even an ace-queen kicker, ace-king kicker, and maybe even 5-5, or not 5-5 because then you would have a set. Something like 7-7, 4-4, 2-2, Let's see what he does. He does fold. Let's try to go back and see what he actually had so you guys can actually get an idea. So in this particular situation, we're just straddling, and we're just doing a straddle very rarely, every so often, to mix up our game so that the opponent can't really put us on a hand range. So this turned into a 3-bet or a 4-bet bluff. It actually did work out really good. And like I said, here's some of the time I'm actually gonna bet. I'll show everybody an example. If I were to bet now, he might actually just fold. Oh, he does actually call. But then I would be able to get my money in all in right here. He might call. Maybe he's on a club draw. Let's see what he does. He does fold. And he did have ace-king. So, just to show everybody. So right here, we're going to call. And like I said, we're in late position. So some of the times, you're going to want to 3-bet this. So let me show everybody this just so that you guys can get an idea on what it looks like to 3-bet in late position. So remember, the thing is, I'm in late position. I have a tier 3 hand. If you guys look, this is tier 3, queen 9, right there next to jack 9. So it's tier 3. So we're going to 3-bet it sometimes in late position. But I just want to show everybody how to 3-bet light, because you do want to 3-bet a little bit, so then they don't always know when you have a really good hand, because then you're going to just be too predictable. You're going to be too easy to read. So what you're going to do, I'm in late position. I have a tier 3 hand, pretty good. We're going to 3-bet it this time. We're not going to 3-bet it all the time. Most of the time, I'm just going to call it. And he folds it. And that's to throw them off of your tracks. You don't want people to know that you always have ace, ace, king, king, ace, king, you know, a monster hand. So we're going to straddle this because it's a nice suited hand. As you can see, jack 4 suited. It is not on our hand range, but we are in straddle position, and we do straddle. We straddle sometimes, not all the time, but we had a nice suited hand. It's a good hand to straddle. We are actually looking at a tier 2, and again, tier 2, we're going to 3-bet sometimes. So just to show everyone an example, we're going to 3-bet it this time, and he folds it. And of course, if we get tier 1, we're always going to 3-bet, we're always going to 4-bet, we're always going to 5-bet, we're always going to 6-bet, we're always going to 8-bet, we're going to 9-bet, we're going to 10-bet. We're playing tier 1 like it's ace-ace every single time. Because tier 1 is where everything reaches a point. It's like the boiling point. Okay, so this is tier 4. We're opening tier 4. So I'm going to give everybody 128 example hands, and then we're going to wrap this video up. I hope everybody enjoys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and don't forget to go order. I'm not scamming anybody. This is absolutely, knowledge is power, and this is some of the most amazing and most brilliant work you're ever going to be a part of, to be able to say, hey, I use optimal hand range strategy in my poker, and that's going to make me a stronger player. So you can be proud to know that you're actually buying something that is supporting I'm going to be one of the greatest poker players in the world here over the next 5 to 10 years. And I really enjoy being able to bring everybody this product before everyone actually knows how important it is and how great it is. Because I know how good it is. I know how powerful it is. So, Again, I want to show everybody a little bit of 3-betting power. Don't be afraid to 3-bet in late position sometimes. So we're going to 3-bet. He's going to lay it down. And remember, you want to 3-bet as much as you can because you don't want them to know. You don't want them to know that you always have a strong hand. You know, this is a suited hand. I'm in the under the gun. Remember, I always love to straddle. Not all the time, but if I can get a suited hand, you know I'm gonna straddle any suited hand. I don't care what hand it is. If it's suited, I am straddling. And some of my other hands, maybe like something that's out of range, like something queen 4, queen 3, I'm gonna straddle queen 4, queen 3, queen 2. Why? Because it's right next to the range that I'm generally gonna be playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm already playing queen 5, so why ain't I gonna straddle something like queen 4, queen 3, queen 2? It's like the same hand. So that's the point of a straddle, is you're saying, hey, my hand is basically right where it needs to be, and it's nearly profitable. So I'm going to play any of these suited hands, 2-3 suited. Why? Because if they just keep calling my hands, I'm going to connect on a board, and I'm going to hit a bad beat versus them. And they're going to wonder, how low of a hand range will this guy play? So we are now looking at an example of a tier 1. And remember, anytime we get a tier 1, doesn't matter, late or early, we 3-bet, 4-bet. This is the hand range you live for. You live to play tier 1. So, unfortunately, we couldn't get more money in there. We would have loved to have gone all in any time and every time with tier 1. So if he would have raised it, we would have re-raised. Every single time. And that's the point of this video, is to teach you what is the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do. That's what you need to do. Because you have to be safe. So we're going to check it since he called it. I could bet it again. Let's try it. He folds it. And, you know, it's a light bet. And that's the point of betting light. So like I said, I straddle suited hands, so I'm going to straddle this. Under the gun. Remember, if you're under the gun, that's first in the pot. Any suited hand. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I do a little bit more than straddling just any suited, but that's a good beginner concept to go by. I can't tell everybody all my secrets because then everyone will be too profitable. And we're going to call this because he checked it all the way down and we have a queen kicker. I've noticed that the jack kicker, the queen kicker, the king kicker, and the ace kicker are worth calling if they check it all the way down. And you could even consider calling a 10 kicker, maybe even a 9 kicker sometimes if you're suspicious of them. And I almost guarantee more often than not we're probably going to win this. He's probably going to flip over a 7 high. He actually slow plays a pair of 3s. So we'll give it to him that time. And my general rule of thumb is to call your ace kicker, your king kicker, and higher. So that's when you get into your low under pairs like 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, 5-5, 6-6. So that's a tier 4. So whenever I get a hand, I'm going to tell you what hand range it is. This is a straddle. I'm straddling a suited. And we're going to fold. We're still running ahead of him. So we're going to call it. Like I said, sometimes this is tier 2. Sometimes you can 3-bet him. I would 3-bet this hand a lot, but since you're a beginner and you're learning basic strategy, we're going to call it. because you have a lot more pressure in the hand if you add more money. So we're not going to do that, and I'm going to bet this because we have top, first top, second top, or third top. So we're going to bet that. Let's try to trap them because we're like, there's almost no chance to lose. And we're going to bet because we're only trying to trap them once. Okay, I'm going to show everybody another example of a straddle. Why would I straddle something like this? Because look, Jack 8 is our tier 4, so when you're looking at Jack 7, Jack 6, Jack 5, look what I have, Jack 6. It's basically right next to our hand range. So it's almost exactly like a hand that we generally are always going to play. So I'm going to straddle this sometimes because it's nearly the exact same hand. And look, this straddle turned into a monster. And this is, anytime you have 2 pair or higher, you're going to start 3-betting. So we're going to 3-bet. If I had trips or higher, I'm gonna slow play once. I'm going to smooth call him because we're so far ahead. But he could potentially still be ahead of us if he has something like a flush draw and a pair. That's probably about equal. Doesn't matter that he folds because you're still building up a reputation and an image. So what you do this time could affect what he's going to do in the future. And, you know, sometimes I may straddle something like this. Doesn't matter how bad it is. If I don't do it all the time, it isn't going to matter. Same thing here. This isn't in our hand range, but it's right next to our hand range, so we're going to straddle it. And I'm going to show you guys a c-bet. We're just trying to c-bet, and we fold. He was slow playing. He could be bluffing. But, you know, if you can take a stab at winning the pot sometimes. And like I said, what did I say? Tier 1. We're looking for Tier 1. We don't have Tier 1. This isn't Tier 1. This is only Tier 3. So we're going to fold. We're going to fold. As soon as we have Tier 1, that's where we would have re-raised them. So that was Tier 2. It's Tier 3. This is a pretty good board. We're going to raise it. Actually, let's call it to see if another spade comes off. And he's checking it. He's looking a little bit weak here. He's going to let it go. We're going to call. That's Tier 4. We're going to fold. We didn't hit anything. Didn't even hit a draw. And again, this is Tier 3s, and like I said, sometimes we're going to 3-bet this in late position. So we're gonna 3-bet this because we have a chance to build up our image, to win the pot, and it's a pretty good hand. So, it's a dry board, so I'm going to try to bet it, and he actually has it. And this was an example to show people, you know, it's okay to take a stab at it, and if it doesn't work all the time, you know, just fold. Okay, so we're on to the next hand. King Queen, that was a pretty good hand. No action out of it. Okay, so raise. That was a straddle. 10-8. And, I'll probably release some of these basic training videos every once in a while. Because what the goal is, I'll give you an example of 128 hands of basic strategy. So every new video that I come out with, I'll just another 128 examples, 128 examples. So we're almost at the end of the cycle. I hope everybody's enjoying the video. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to go order. Save that $10. Save that 25%. Before I'm selling so many of them that I can't just keep giving everybody all these discounts. I could, but, I need to make profit. I need to expand my business. So, this isn't a bad board. I could raise it, but I'm going to fold. Let's see what would happen if I would have raised it. See, it would have worked. I don't recommend that very often, but just keep in mind, you have room to make some moves. So we didn't get anything there. Okay, queen, queen, nothing. Come on. I want to show them a tier 1, getting it all in, tier 1. What I will do, since this is the first video, and I plan on making more, and I will limit them to only 128 hands, what I'm going to do is just show you how I play, but I'm not going to tell anybody any details. And what I'm going to do is play how I play, and I'm going to felt him. And as soon as I felt him, we're going to end the video. So here we go. We're going to get ready to felt him. We're at 128 hands. So I'm no longer going to show you an example of basic strategy. That was basic strategy. This is how I play. I'm going to try to bust his whole stack. Let's see what I can do. I'm not going to go into any details. Let's see how quick I can get him. Are we still ahead? Yeah, we are. He reloaded $100. Let's felt him. So you were looking at some exclusive play from the creator and co-founder of Poker Chart Master, Brian Tabar. I'm the one who signs these. I'm the one who created Poker Chart Master. I am one of the most remarkable players in all the game. It's going to take me a while before everyone sees my talent and skill. But eventually, when I get there, I can be able to say, hey, look back on those videos I was trying to tell everybody and show everybody, like I figured out an ultimate formula for this stuff. And I've been working at becoming a pro for as long as I can remember almost. So it's just amazing to finally be at a point where I can actually show people, teach people, influence and inspire. And because, prior to me actually now being able to come out here and make videos I was busy, I was very busy studying, practicing, making sense of everything of what I was learning, so I'm finally so excited to be able to say, hey, I'm at a point now, I know what I'm doing, I can actually don't have to worry about training and studying as much as I used to, to a point where I'm so curious that it's like, oh, I need to know this in order to continue and move on and become a better player, to where it's like, okay, I'm good enough to where I can actually It won't take me long to felt him. Come on. One hand. All I need is... Because this guy, he tends to... He does make very loose calls, so... Not too often, but... You can get him to pay off with nearly anything. Ooh. Let's try it. Let's try it. Don't call. Don't call. Oh my god, he probably has a flush draw. Oh my god, he folded. Did you guys just fucking see that? I was so scared to make that bet. And he had a flush. I mean, he... Oh my gosh, I can't believe he folded. And I'm not always going to make that bluff. The board looks so dead that I was like just trying to... It's like, hey man, like, do you really want this? It's like there's nothing going on out there. And most people, if the board, there's not much on the board, they're going to be like, it's not something I really need. So even if I can get this guy below $100 to where he reloads, we're going to wrap the video up. We almost got him. We're literally reeling him in on his last string. Oh my god, this could be it. We could do a full felt. Oh my god, this is it. He folded. Fuck. Okay, that's the end of the video. I'll play this last hand for everybody. Let's see if we can get anything. No, okay. Okay, I'll play this last hand since it's a good hand. He folded. Okay, so that's all. I'll play this one since it's playable. He folded. And I hope everybody enjoyed that. Check the link below. Go order. Save $10, 25%. That is your basic strategy. So basic strategy, only keep raising tier 1. And 3-bet 2-pair and higher, 4-bet trips and higher. Slow play, only on the flop with trips or higher. One time, and from there, trips or higher, that's all you're looking for. Trips or higher, you're getting your money all in. 2-pair or higher, or 2-pair, you're going to 3-bet. Top pair, you can 3-bet sometimes. And that's your basic strategy. Let's take a look at the results. We're running 37 big blinds. We're going to quit and look at the stats. Pretty typical run. It says we weren't... Well, I was using basic strategy, so it really isn't the greatest. But I'm just showing people to where you can get started. So, okay, everybody, hope you enjoyed. I'm going to get this uploaded. Like and subscribe. Go buy Poker Chart Master.